A very good afternoon and welcome to the live coverage on ThePapare.com of this clash between Isipathana and Wesley, hosted by Wesley here at the CRNFC grounds from Longton Place. Live pictures of the Isipathana team, the defending champions, running out under their new captain Omalka Gunaratna, one of the most outstanding players last year, and he will be leading the side, and I'm sure the captaincy mantle will do nothing for his performance. And Wesley, as they will be welcomed in with the guard of honor almost from their prefects, I believe. And they will be coming in under that flag to take on a team that will have title aspirations this time around as well. Not as big as last year, this Isipathana side, missing the likes of Ganu Kadisanayak and Darling in the front row. But that will not prove to be any obstacle to the size of the heart that this Isipathana team usually shows when they get out here on the field. Also missing the likes of Senal Dilaka, who was an outstanding player for them, who captained them last year. And I'm sure Omalka Gunaratna would have learned a lot from him in his campaign this year in the 2015 season. It's a very hot afternoon, and that fitness will certainly be tested. Both teams will really need to hydrate very well. And that's something that both the coaches, especially Anuranga Walpola in that picture there, with Nilufer Ibrahim next to him in the Nike t-shirt, will know exactly how to sort out. They've spent a couple of years with this team now. Walpola was very helpful in turning out a big forward pack last year that did a lot of damage up front. We're used to Isipathana having really incisive backs, but they turned out with an excellent forward pack last year as well. And Wesley, after a heartbreaking loss last weekend to Kingswood, will be hoping for their first win of the season. Could be a really interesting game. The Wesley team running out to the sound of the band. Can hardly hear myself here at Longton Place. It's quite a spectacle. And the Wesleyites, coached as usual by Terence Henry, who had an outstanding season with the knockout trophy winners. Unfortunately for the Wesleyites, they've lost one of their senior players, Jurangpati, who is now sporting St. Thomas's colours. He's wearing the dark blue instead of the double blue of the Wesleyites. And the crowd gathered here will be waiting anxiously for the Zam Zam Zaki as the teams line up to be introduced to the chief guest for this evening, Mr. Hassan Singawansa. All the teams really pulling out the stops, all the hosts, making sure that everyone here, the spectators, the school kids, everyone gets their money's worth. Bar the heat, it's a wonderful evening, and it looks like it's going to be a wonderful spectacle as well. Henry's teams usually play positive rugby, and I'm sure the Isipathana team, who have a culture of playing positive rugby, will be doing exactly that this time around as well. Omalka Gunaratna will be up against Omar Kutubdin, who captains the Wesley team from the fullback position. So key spinal positions as captains, the number 8 and the fullback. Both will have a read on the game and know exactly what's going on. Kutubdin, an experienced player, being part of championship winning side with the knockout winning team from last year. this game is likely to open up in the last quarter as well, as we see the replacements being used, because it is a terribly hot day and you can already see the players have broken out into a sweat after their warm-ups, and it is going to affect these bodies. It is going to result in quite a bit of fatigue as well, so let's wait and see how that goes. It's time for the school songs. The formalities are done, and we await the referee's whistle. So you'll hear the war cry from the Wesley team. That traditional Zamzam Zaki, Zamzam Zay, Shuba Shuba Duba Day. Interesting war cry there, and I'd really love to know the origins of it. It's a Zulu war cry. And tradition or history says that it originates from the Boer War, from when Charles Wesley's school was started here. Pradeep Fernando is the man entrusted with the whistle in this all-important game. It's going to be a real test for him, I'm sure. As we wait for Fernando. Silva actually to kick this one off. Silva has moved to the fullback position from center last year. And the first kick of the game. Well fielded by Wesley. And the ball well bounced into touch by Jurangpathy there. The scrum half. He's the brother of senior Jurangpathy, who's not playing at Wesley any longer. But looks like he's got the same swagger that his brother did. So first line out of the game, and to throw the ball in will be Nishal Desata. The flanker throwing the ball in. Had a few problems last year. But at the front, winning it nicely is Nishal. Good tackle by the Wesley number 5. Number 6 actually, that was Oponso. So that mistake, uncharacteristic mistake under pressure from Omalka Gunaratne, leading to the first scrum of the game. Terence Henry, front row forward himself, will definitely have worked very hard on the scrum. Not a very good engagement that time around, and referee Fernando will need to lay down the law early. That's not a good engagement. So the new rule says that the scrum has to be steady and front on before it goes in, before the ball goes in. So both front rows really testing each other out here. Lovely attacking scrum for Wesley. They've all lined up on the left side of the field off your screen on the far side. So we've got Subair waiting for the collection. Will we see Fernando, TPS Fernando coming off the back here? We don't. Jurangpathy caught by his opposite number, and Subair now switches play. The move has broken down, but Wesley are still going through with it. Very static, and a good tackle in the end by Gallagher. The little winger made a tackle, but it was not legal. Is the penalty coming much earlier? I think it was for Madhuranga being caught offside. So first chance of points in this game goes to Wesley. For offside in the scrum. Madhuranga trying to exert some pressure on Jurangpathy, but just a little bit over eager, but that won't matter in these first exchanges of this game. Wesley lined up for the chase. It's just under the crossbar from Kutubuddin, the captain. And he'll now have to field the return kick from Isipathana, and now Kutubuddin with a chance to run again. Good ball out and good tackle also by Rankotge. Excellent kick chase by Isipathana, but Wesley have got back well. Lovely run. Great run, but just a forward pass there. And now Isipathana have the ball. Their first chance to run. Omalka Gunaratne comes back on the angle. Bumps off one, bumps off another. The familiar sight of the Isipathana captain. Madhuranga gives it to Silva. Lovely inside ball to Gallagher. Here's another bust up the middle from the experienced man, Dilshan. They've held him up nicely. Wesley in good defense. That's a maul. The ball doesn't come out. It does now, but it came from the offside position. That was a bad mistake, an unnecessary mistake from the Wesley prop. The Wesley hooker, actually. Hamidon. So Wesley severely weakened by the lack of players like Situm Piris, Rahul De Silva, Gavin Seegerts, who did such yeoman service for this team. But this new young team will have to acquit themselves well. They had a chance of 3 points. And a nearly 40-meter kick. Not going over, but it was a good attempt. Kutubdeen struck it well. So he'll have some confidence. Second line out for Isipathana. They took the first one well. Once again taken at the front by Sarachandra. They set up that driving maul which worked so well for them last year. Gunaratne hangs around at the back. He's got control of the ball. And there he goes now. Bumps off one tackler, bumps off another. Almost to the line. Just 5 meters short, but he loses the ball. And the referee will blow for the knock forward. So good pressure from Isipathana, but just unable to put the finishing touches on that. Omarka Gunaratne already on the floor and sucking in a few big ones. As I said, it's a very, very hot day. So fitness is going to play a crucial part at the end of this game. Second scrum for the game, and that's a little bit more stable. Better work by Wesley now. Fernando comes off the back and makes a good few yards. They've got to clear this now. Not play too much rugby in their own half. Nice clearance kick by Zubair, but into the hands of Punchiheva. In fact, it was Galdage on that side. Isipathana, loose play from them. And now Wesley have come away with it, and they've got space behind. They've got to put the ball up into space. They've exploited the space. That was an excellent kick by Zubair. They've got to make the tackle, and they do. Excellent kick chase there. And Punchiheva, the winger on this side, didn't really have much. Didn't really have an option. He had to go into touch. First line out for Wesley. Thrown in by Hamidon. One in the middle, but it's untidy ball. Well tidied up there. Not really sure what that call was. Really not sure what that was, because there was no ruck form there. There was no tackle either. So the players could really converge from anywhere. Just a case of a player going to ground. There's the throw in once again. Sarachandra has been the target man, and he's now at number 4 in that line out. It's a shortened line out used by Isipathana. And Sarachandra takes it in the middle. Beautiful jump from him. That's not a good pass to R.R. Silva in the standoff position as first receiver. Picked up there by Sarachandra, who won the line out ball and taken forward. That's a better pass to the big prop forward. This is Viswajit. Busts up the middle and manages to get an offload, but this quick ball for Isipathana. Here's Desatha. Nishal Deshaka making a good run and staying on his feet. Silva Lovely ball out to Dilshan. Dilshan to Silva. And now Punchiheva stepping inside. Does well to keep the ball in play. And here's Rankotke. Manages to make the inside pass, but it doesn't manage to collect it. Excellent attacking play by Isipathana. Silva and Rankotke really featuring there. R.R. Silva in the number 15 jersey, who's playing at fly half. Rehan Silva spotting some good space outside. And the center combination of Silva and Rankotke at inside and outside center proving really incisive there. Isipathana shuffling their first receivers. They're having Silva as well as Fernando stepping in, Rehan Silva, as well as Fernando stepping into the line as the first receiver. So keeping the defense guessing. Fernando comes away, runs straight into Fernando. Should be an easy clearance for Subair, but he comes off the side of his boot. And it's knocked forward by Rehan Silva. Really unfortunate there, but the ball was struck so badly that it was wobbling about everywhere for Rehan Silva. Uncharacteristic mistake from the talented young player. Madhuranga having a bit of a complaint about the feed, the scrum feed. So lots of stoppage here. Can barely hear myself think about the strains of this completely unnecessary Papare band. And pulling down, says the referee. Collapsing the scrum is the accusation from the Isipathana front row, of the Isipathana front row. Referee Fernando saying that number 3, that's Viswajit, pulled the scrum down. And Subair will put it into his bench. Well won there by Wesley in the middle of the line out. Ball is out. And Subair giving it off to his forward runner. Now they've got some space, looping around. Good defense by Isipathana, coming up quickly. Good counter-ruck there by Isipathana. They pick the ball up and it's open play. So excellent defense there from the Isipathana lads, turning the ball over. And now they've got some space out front. Dilshan spins out of one tackle, makes good ground. Now they've got to come quickly into the open side. Here's Viswajit. Stepping inside is Punchiev, has no option but to go into Subair. That's won there by Alavatugoda. And referee Pradeep Fernando stops play once again. Not really sure what the call was there, but I think there's going to be a high tackle warning. That's interesting touch kick. Came straight off the toe there. from Silva, Rehan Silva, but managed to find its way into touch. So under real pressure now, the Wesley line-out can rest assured that they're going to try and roll this one to the line. Isipathana have Omalka Gunaratna coming off the back, so Wesley will have to try and contain this maul, plus stop Omalka Gunaratna when he comes off with that fringe defense. So needs to be a good line out here for Isipathana. Viswajit, he's a very good jumper, isn't he? Great technique, and now they've gone straight through the middle. Straight through the middle. And offside, says referee Fernando. Apparently players had joined the line out and left it. Interesting calls. And Isipathana will do it again. Goes straight for the line out. And Nishal Desaka will try to hit Sarat Chandra in the number 2 jumping spot. There he goes again. Well won by him. Transfers the ball onto his opposite man. Wesley doing their best not to engage. They say it was held up. And they'll come back for the 5-meter scrum. Really can't stress how annoying Papare bands are at rugby matches. Fernando having a word. This has been a very stop-start game already. Plenty of stoppages, the ball in play for very short times. Isipathana managing to get it almost to the line. And now they go. Pick and go is the call. And Wesley have not managed to prevent it. And going over for the try is Dilshan. And that score was always coming when those 2 penalties had been conceded. And Dilshan's a strong boy. Played a big part in this Isipathana side last year. And thundered over for the try from short range, using his lower body strength. Managed to get himself over the line, and the body position of the Wesley team on the try line there in their fringe defense, not the best. They need to go lower and attack these big Isipathana lads from lower down. And it looks like Nishal Desaka is the man to do everything for this Isipathana team. He's throwing into the line out. He's playing on the flank. And he's also kicking the conversions. So they lose him and they've got serious trouble. It's not a great kick. But it's still 5 points to nil. But Wesley should not get disconsolate about that. They're always going to concede to that rolling maul, and they've got to work on not allowing Isipathana into that 22 too easily. Not giving them the field position to play those lineouts and make those rolling mauls which are so dangerous. Jurangpati to kick off. There's been a lot of talking in this game already. Lots of chats had with the referee. And Pradeep Fernando Well taken there by Isipathana. Omarka Gunaratne stepping out of one tackle, swiveling out of another. Finally going to ground after making 20 meters for his team. That's a good kick by Silva and taken by Amit Raj. Well taken, well positioned. And Kutubuddin on his left foot puts this nice and deep. But coming forward to take it well was Fernando. And now he's got some willing runners on his inside. Chooses to go into contact himself. Isipathana have held him up nicely. But the ball is still available for Madhuranga. Dilshan, the try scorer, goes to ground and may have lost the ball. But no, it's offside in defense, says referee Fernando. So chance of points again for Rehan Silva, but instead Gunaratne is going for the tried and tested rolling maul once again. They'll want to get down into the 22 and try and do what worked for them just a few minutes earlier. Lovely kick by Rehan Silva. Thumps it straight down into danger territory. About 6 or 7 meters out from the Wesley line, and suddenly Wesley are under pressure again. And now they're working it this time around, so trying something different. Omarka Gunaratne in the line. Still going. He's got so much strength, this lad. And now they go to Silva. Silva stepping in, takes 3 to bring him down. Madhuranga, quick ball out. Inside ball to Fernando. But it's knocked forward. And Wesley have done well to come away from that unscathed. It's going to be a defensive scrum for Wesley, but it's going to be a tough one because Isipathana have now smelt blood. Jurangpati feeds. And the ball is untidy at the back, but Fernando manages to come away with it from number 8. Knocked forward once again there. There's been not a good ball from Jurangpati to his fly half. Really needed to be better service there. So now Isipathana will have another chance. Watch for Gunaratne going off the back here. There he goes, but well tackled by Jurangpati. And Wesley have stolen it. Now they've got numbers. Amit Raj trying to run it out of trouble, but losing the ball. And now Silva gives it outside. And 2 knock-ons there. So referee will come back for the first knock-on. That was by Amit Raj. And Wesley really need to stop playing rugby in their own half or in their own 22. They need to get down and put some pressure on Isipathana territorially before they try to run against a team that defends well. It's a good center combination between Rankotke and Silva. And Silva's in the number 12 jersey just on the bottom left of your screen there. And it's another bite at the cherry for Gunaratna. It's a nice blind side that's opened up for him. He has Gallage on his right. But instead chooses to go open side. Madhuranga. Dilshan at first receiver. Manages to free the ball up for Silva. And now Rankot Gate goes behind him and Punchiheva is forced to come inside. Madhuranga again to Dilshan. And that's a slow ball, but it's good enough from Deshaka to Gallage. Gallage, the little man stepping. Gets smashed in a tackle, but still going is Dilshan. And he's over for the try. Easy does it. In fact, it's Omalka Gunaratna who's over for the try. Supporting his winger Gallage like every good number 8 should. Collecting the pass from the winger who did well to get it away to his captain. And pouncing over the line gleefully is Omalka Gunaratna. He's unstoppable from so close. And you can see how these two forward runners, Dilshan and Gunaratna, are making real problems for the Wesley defense. These scores are really coming from pressure. Wesley have not really managed to get out of their own half. Large amount of this game so far has been played in the Isipathana in the Wesley 22. And Zubair and Jurangpati cannot afford to make any mistakes in clearing the ball, getting territory for their team. It's like Dilshan's trying this kick. After Deshaka missed one, so two forwards attempting their kicks. And that's well wide of the right upright. So 10 points to nil here at Longton Place in the Singer Schools rugby game between Wesley and Isipathana. 2 tries already to the reigning champions, the defending champions I should say. And the experienced players from last year making the difference for this Isipathana team. Jurangpati with a nice kick. Again straight to the danger man though. Gunaratna thumbs forward but finally met with a Wesley defender who brings him down. And Rehan Silva with that rehearsed kick. But it goes out on the full and it was carried back in by Isipathana. So it'll be a Wesley line out inside the 22. So 2 mistakes leading to tries for Isipathana. Will that mistake lead to a try for Wesley this time around? Lots of movement for the Wesley team in their line out, but the ball not going to hand. Amitaraj collects well, now feeds his captain Kutubuddin. Kutubuddin with the up and under, but that comes straight off the side of his boot. Manages to collect beautifully though. But there was a knock forward there, says the referee. I thought there was a lovely collection by the Wesley player, but there was a knock forward that we hadn't spotted on our screens. So another inviting scrum with a lovely blind side again for Gunaratna. Silva behind the cutout pass to the other Silva. Lovely inside ball, but good defense in the end by Wesley. But the referee says there's been an infringement by the attacking side, going straight off their feet to protect that ball. Wesley had numbers at the breakdown. And they'll be happy for that let off, because they'd been under pressure. Zubair, the fly half, looks a lot at where he's going to kick it. Doesn't look a lot at the ball though. That's well stolen there by Vishwajit Sarachandra once again. Madhuranga with the turnover ball. Now Silva gives it to Rankotge. Now they've got pace on the outside. Good run by Rankotge, and now Gallage comes back in. Keeps the ball alive beautifully. Now they've got some forward runners on the left. But here's the big prop forward, Vishwajit. Madhuranga. And that's Sarachandra, but it goes backwards, says the referee. And Omalka Gunaratna comes straight off the back of that ruck. And once again, a little bit of a let-off. Referee Fernando says that Omalka Gunaratna held on there, so Isipathana doing well to get over the top of that ball. That was Pereira. In the number 7 jersey, who got over the top of that and caused the turnover. This game really hasn't got a lot of phasers going yet. And Kutubuddin, the captain, is limping quite badly. But he'll want to stay on in this game. Wesley really need to win their lineouts. That's been their chief problem so far. They've got no possession. And they do well to go to number 1 there. Make sure of the ball. And Zubair now has a chance to run. That's a big run by Pereira there. And Jurangpati now, bad pass. Standing and passing. Amitaraj comes back in, but he's well tackled by Dilshan. Isuru Dilshan. Nice box kick by Jurangpati. It's a lovely kick, in fact. Following the ball back is Rehan Silva. And they've got to make sure they've got some defenders on the outside, Wesley. Lovely little ball over the top to Gallage, but Wesley have recovered well to get back and defend that one. And now it looks like they've stolen it. Yes, they have. Here's Jurangpati with the little dink over the top. It's an interesting ball. And not sure what that call was. But there was a penalty given away there. In front of the kicker, I think the referee is saying. Jurangpati actually faces away from the try line that he's kicking towards. So he almost does a scissor kick over his head. Works though. It's not ideal in terms of technique, but it does the job. Rehan Silva. Isipathana run into this line out. Sarachandra once again, but it's overthrown. It's crooked, says the ref. Wesley had the ball. He should have let the play go on. But instead stops the game and gives a scrum. Wesley looked like they had 10 meters to attack there with a loose ball and a turnover ball. But unfortunately, they've been called back and the game has been stopped once again. It's early days, but this could be one of the most stopped games of the season so far if we go on like this. Free kick. Jurangpati takes it quickly. And now Wesley look to run. That's a cutout pass to Samaratunga. Samaratunga does well. Instead, not sure again what that call means. Referee Fernando's got some signals all of his own. And Rehan Silva will once again go for touch. It's a long way to the right touchline from the middle of the field. But he manages to get it onto the 10-meter line of the Wesley half. Wesley having real trouble getting into the opposition 22. They need to do that before halftime. Try and get at least 3 points on the board so that they have some confidence. But don't forget, last week, St. Joseph's were down 10-0 at halftime and came back to win the game. So there's nothing you can tell at the break. Deshita to Sarat Chandra, beautifully won by him. He's been outstanding in the line-out so far. Silva. Now Punchi Heva. Punchi Heva tries to put the gas on. Well brought down in the end by Amitaraj. Silva. Hitting the ball at pace is Omarka Gunaratna. Bumps off the tackle of Sirivardhana there. And now Isipathana have numbers on the outside. Dilshan steps in Gallagher. Nice switch from him, and this is Madhuranga going for the corner. Wesley under pressure. Still under pressure. Dilshan. Strong run by him. Here they go again through the prop forward, Alavataguda. And now Rehan Silva. Lovely hands there, but didn't go to the man. And that could be an injury to Kutubdeen, who came forward and hacked through on that ball that was dropped, and he's holding his hamstring. This could be really bad for Wesley because the captain is holding his hamstring, and not many players recover well enough to play in the same game from a hamstring injury. I hope it's nothing serious and it's just a cramp or something. Wesley will be in serious trouble if they lose their captain. Coach Walpola having a stern word to his forward pack in the break, and let's hope that Kutubdeen is able to continue. Doctors on the park and having a word with the ref as well, but Kutubdeen is up, which is good news. They'll want to keep him on for as long as they can, at least until halftime. And he seems all right to continue. And there'll be sighs of relief in the Wesley camp here, especially on the bench. And it might have been a welcome break for Wesley there because they were really under the pump. Fernando drops the ball, but he goes backwards. Jurangpati with a nice box kick. Punchi Heva collects it well and now looks to make some inroads. Still stays on his feet, the little winger. Madhuranga. Silva. The Wesley first up defense needs to be more aggressive here. And now Gallagher, the danger man. Lovely inside ball to Silva. Fights his way towards the line. Still under severe pressure, Wesley. And now Gallagher goes for the corner, gets the inside ball away, but unfortunately for Isipathana going to touch. So real danger. Wesley under severe pressure, then it speaks volumes of their defense that they haven't conceded more than the 2 tries already, because they're under serious pressure from this Isipathana backline and the 2 forward runners in Dilshan and Gunaratna, who are punching holes. Wesley need to come up and make their first tackle count. They need to make a few aggressive hits to give their team some confidence, and they really need to get down into the opposition half, as Hamidon will try to secure this ball. Throw it away from Sarat Chandra is the only advice we can give from here. And that's exactly what they do, but it's overthrown. Jurangpathy, it's untidy ball for him. And somebody will need to clear this one, because it won't be the scrum half who's at the bottom of the ruck here. And Subair manages to, under serious pressure, get his team some respite in terms of distance. Rain clouds are looming as it gets a little dark here at Longdon Place. Beautiful drive here from Isipathana. Still going. Now the ball finally goes to ground. And Madhuranga will give it to Silva, who looks for the inside switch from Rankotge. And now it's Gallagher who joins the line. Fernando in from fullback, and Punchiheva tries to stay on his feet and makes the ball available nicely. Good presentation from him, Madhuranga, and it's not a good pass to the forward runner, but Silva still going. The referee has not seen the knock forward. He now does. And Sarat Chandra really needed to collect that ball as we go into the halftime break at 10 points to nil. Nothing in it yet. One score will bring Wesley right back into this, but whether they're going to be able to get that score is something we haven't seen any evidence of in this first half. But hopefully Wesley will come back and make this a bit of a contest. But at the moment, the defending champions are reigning supreme. We'll be back on ThePapare.com in just a few moments with second half action from the Singer Schools League. Hello and welcome back to Longden Place. As the winds have picked up, the air has cooled suddenly and the storm clouds are brewing over Longden Place. We may be forced to temporarily shut down our coverage for a few minutes until we set up in more conducive conditions. It's been all Isipathana in the first half. Although the scoreboard reads only 10-0, Isipathana have been camped inside the Wesley 22 for a large portion of the first half. And this kickoff will present a good opportunity for Wesley to go long and try and put some pressure on Isipathana in their own half. But it's well dealt with again by Omalka Gunaratna's forwards and Rehan Silva. Thumps this one down, is smashed in a tackle. Punchiheva chases through well and advantage to Isipathana. Silva, lovely little offload to Isuru Dilshan, one of the try scorers in the first half. Madhuranga, quick ball again to Silva, but that looks like a forward pass to Gallage. And the wind that has picked up here at Longden Place is blowing from right to left on your screen. We saw Silva checking the direction of the wind. And it's getting quite dark here at Longden Place. Referee having a word with Hamidon, asking Fernando to step back. And a yellow card to the Wesley hooker. Seemed unnecessary yellow card because it wasn't in the red zone. And we've just come back from the halftime break, so it's hardly consistent infringing. Don't know whether that was a general warning issued to the Wesley team. But be that as it may, they're down a player. And Sarat Chandra takes this one well. And they drive it into the 22. That's the 22-meter line that you see. Driving towards the line. They've already got a penalty advantage. Nice little wriggle through there by the number 6. That's Veera Singha. And now a lovely long ball from Rehan Silva to Gallage. Gallage steps inside and he's over for the try. Lovely vision from Rehan Silva. Excellent work from him. And Gallage with a bit to do to finish. And finishing well. He's only a little lad, the winger. But he's got good understanding of what wingers need to do to get themselves free. And his 3 tries already, with Nishal Deshaka stepping up to take the conversion. Tries to take it quickly. But Nishal Deshaka doesn't manage to get across. Wesley making a substitution. With Dore going in. Jurangpati, all he's done is kick off today by the sound of things. Wesley really need to get some points on the board. But giving away penalties won't really help them. As Silva once again puts them deep into opposition territory, Isipathana. Sarat Chandra has been outstanding in the line-out today at number 2. And as I say that, he's knocked one on. Throw slightly too hard for the number 2 jump. If you're wondering why I'm not saying much, it's because I really can't hear myself think with the din of this ridiculous ThePapare band. Real stop and start game. Fernando knocks forward. He's been terrible at the back of the scrum today. Just one good break from him. Madhuranga. Dilshan busting that hole. Putting the entire Wesley defense into tatters there. Rehan Silva trying to get away from his opposite number, but well brought down in the end by Subair. It was. Gallagher dances, but Wesley converge on him and bring him down eventually. And finally win themselves a penalty, Wesley. Not staying on their feet, going in after Gallagher's tackle there. Fernando, the number 8, having a word with the ref. Complaining that Madhuranga is hitting the ball out of his hands. There may be some truth to that, but if the referee doesn't spot it, doesn't mean anything. Number 2 ball in the line out for Wesley. Subair loops round and finally Wesley can put it through the hands. Dore leaves the ball behind. The captain has gone off and Dore has replaced Kutubuddin. But unfortunately has left the ball behind with his first touch. And now Isipathana will have a chance to run this back through Columbage. Gunaratna. Rehan Silva. Dilshan. Lovely ball out to Fernando. Fernando looks for Gallagher on the inside switch. Lovely switch from Gallagher. Brought down at the last gasp by the Wesley defender. But Dilshan is still there. Good ball out. Gunaratna still going. Now it's available again. Think he may have stood up in that tackle, the Isipathana player, but it's a try. I thought there was a situation where he wasn't released in the tackle and he stood up and went again. But it doesn't make any difference because this looks like it'll be the first 7-point of the evening and a bonus point for the 4 tries for Isipathana. So Wesley's concern is that they haven't been able to string together enough ball to score a try or at least hit a penalty. And once again, that should have been a sure 7-pointer, but the 20 points comes from 4 tries. None of them have been converted. Both Dilshan and Desaka have had 2 cracks each, but hasn't really done anything to take the scoreboard forward. They should probably be 28 points to nil, or at least 24 points to nil, but they're not. Jurangpathy kicking straight into the wind. And the referee asking what the option was. So Wesley's heads have clearly dropped now. And this young team needs to do something if they aren't to lose their confidence for the season. Heartbreaking loss last week as well, but this time they've been properly outclassed by Isipathana. Gunaratna, lovely long ball from Madhuranga on the bounce to Fernando. Good tackle in the end by the Wesley number 13, Samaratunga. And Dilshan takes a bad pass from his fly half, or scrum half rather. That's a better one to Rehan Silva. Other Silva in the line. And Isipathana have been doing this well, having their wingers switch play. And Punchiheva makes good ground. And now it's available once again for Deshaka. Quick ball for Malka Gunaratna. Gunaratna with the ball out unselfishly to Dilshan. Dilshan gives it to Fernando, who looks for the offload. And Dilshan is there for it. Another lovely offload. And now they've got some space. Wesley's defense has been desperate. And Madhuranga now with hands on the outside. Punchiheva brought down just before the line. Wesley struggling manfully in defense. Have they turned this over? No, they haven't. Deshaka goes again. The 5th try looming for Isipathana. But they knocked the ball on in the face of some excellent pressure. And now Wesley are back to their full complement with both Hamidon and Pereira coming back onto the park. Hamidon was a front row forward. There he is raising his hand. So he had to go off. And Pereira had to go off to accommodate the front row forward that came in as his replacement. So Wesley are now back to 15 on 15. Referee Fernando having a word with the sin bin player. Wesley making another substitution with Armand going on into the forward line, forward pack rather. Injury to Wesley's replacement as well. The replacement second row, he looks like he's having serious problems with his leg. Got a feel for the lad as he limps off your screen.
Wesley.
Pressure scrum for Wesley once again. Fernando will have to come off the back, and he does so competently this time. But not releasing the tackle player. Isipathana give away the penalty and give away some good ground as well. Wesley will be happy with that because they'd been under so much pressure there. They managed to force the knock on. And Samaratunga puts this one deep but doesn't find touch and allows Isipathana to run back at them. Gallage knocks the ball forward. The referee keeps playing advantage. But there's no advantage, he says, so they'll come back for that scrum. Wesley finally with some good ball that they can use. And now Fernando comes off the back. He's isolated though. But his scrum half gets there well. And here's Pereira, the brother of Joel Pereira. But Wesley going backwards at a rate of knots, unfortunately. Here they go again, putting the little grubber through. That's not a bad kick. Not a bad kick at all. Gallage under severe pressure. Rehan Silva knocks the ball on again, and it's a penalty. Wesley finally having an opportunity to go for the points, but they will have to now go into the corner and try to catch this line out.